you all ready for class? Have you done your homework? Nobody? Okay, today our lesson will be on formulas from geometry. There are three key words that you need to know. The first is perimeter, the second is area, and the third one is volume. What is the perimeter? What does that mean? Do you know? Good job. Does anyone have anything to add? Okay, perimeter means when you have a shape, maybe like a box, say that one side of it is 5 feet, one side is 10, the next side is 5, and the other side is 10. When you add all of those lengths together, what do you have? You have the perimeter. You know, on a farm, what would you need the perimeter for on a farm? The fence, exactly. You would need to measure around the area of the field. You would need to know how many feet around you would have to buy for a fence. Then you go to the store, you buy the fence, and you bring it and you put it around the entire area. Do you know what area means? Now we understand perimeter. We're going to move on to area now. What would you use the area for? Good, for carpet. If you had an entire floor and you wanted to know how much carpet to buy, you would use the area. It's the total area of the entire floor, not just the outside edge. What else? Perfect. Right, for a box. To know how many tiles to put out, you need to know the area, right? Good job. You guys are smart. Yes, exactly. For ceiling tiles as well. Now, what is volume? Right. Volume is like in a box. It's the length, the width, and the height, all added together. Volume is like if you fill up a container with water, how much would fit inside? For perimeter, you use the length and you use the width. Those two things only. The length right here and the width, you add all four sides together, or you can multiply the length and the width. If the length is the same, if it's a box. There are different ways to multiply for perimeter. First is that, the length and the width, just as we've discussed. You can do 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Do you guys know how to do that? There are other ways to find the perimeter as well. You can do length plus width plus width. It's the same thing. What's the third way you can find perimeter? Good job. The third way is to do a 2 on the outside and then inside parentheses to add length and width together. Does everyone understand perimeter? It's the outside edge all together. You understand area, a good word to use might be cover, and you multiply length and width. What else? Anything else? Or is there just one way to find area? See, perimeter has 3 ways to be found, but area, there's only one way to find area, multiplying the length and the width. So if you had 5 feet on one side and 30 feet on the other side, 3 feet on the other side, then what would the area be? 15 feet, right? Did we forget anything? Yes, when it's area, you have to say that the measurement is squared. So it's 15 feet squared because you have the entire area to think about and not just one direction. Now volume is length times width times height. You have to multiply all three of those things together. Is there any other way to find volume? No, just those three. Just like area, there's only one other way to find it. Whereas perimeter has three ways. You can pick which one you prefer. Is that clear? I'd like to move on with an example now. How do you find perimeter? It's the total of all the sides, right? So what's the perimeter of this one? 16? How do you know? You added it together. Good job. Or you multiplied length times 2 and width times 2. 16 feet. Now how do you find the area? You multiply, right? 5 feet and 3 feet multiplied together, you have 15 feet. Good, squared, squared. You're exactly right. Okay. What about the volume of a box? When you multiply all three of those things together, you have height, you have length, and you have width. What is the number for length? 5? Right, we're given the number, so we need to change it out for the L. What about width? Good job, we need to change that out. Now what about height? We need to change height for a 6 because we know how big it is. What's the word for that, for changing things out? Substitute? You know, in like a basketball match, if somebody gets hurt and the coach switches somebody on the bench for the person who was hurt in the game, it's substituting. It means the same exact thing. So 5 times 3 times 6. You have to multiply. Good job. When you multiply the first two, it's 15. When you multiply with the last one, it becomes 90. So 90 centimeters cubed. Great job. Cubed, why? Because you have 3 different units that you're adding together.